This is the new Nissan Juke. It's bigger than its predecessor, but it retains much of its distinctive design. Will it be a success like the first generation? Let's find out. Launched in 2010, Nissan's B crossover has polarizing design. I recall attending the local launch event and being mesmerized by the small car. There is no denying the original Juke was tiny. I loved the headlights as well as the boomerang-shaped taillights, which were a reference to the Nissan 370Z. These references are gone now, but the Juke kept its unique look with the round headlights, which give it a friendly dog-like face. Kind of like a pug. You want to come and pet it. In the first Juke, the protruding light housing on the top of the fenders looked, in my opinion, like frog eyes above the water. Okay, let's drop the animal kingdom references. The first-gen Juke sold rather well. According to carsalesbase.com, European sales were around 100,000 units, except for the last 3 years, where the decline was significant. Meanwhile, Renault Captur sold well and Dacia Duster sales kept growing, but for Juke's brave design, it sold really well. The most important changes are the dimensions. At 421 centimeters, the new Juke is almost 9 centimeters longer than its predecessor. The wheelbase is more than 10 centimeters longer, at 263.6 centimeters, and the car is also 3.5 centimeters wider at 180 centimeters. The new Juke is also 2.5 centimeters taller at 159.5 centimeters. All this translates into more space on the inside. For example, the boot volume grew 20% to 422 liters. Thanks to the double floor, there's a flat loading area when you fold the back seats. The parcel shelf goes underneath the floor. There are a couple of shopping bag hooks, and in the spare tire well, there's a repair kit and some extra space. In the back, there is noticeably more space than in the old Juke. There is almost 6 centimeters more legroom and over 1 centimeter more headroom. The car feels wide enough for an armrest, but there is none. There are only door pockets and pockets in the front seats. There is a single USB charging port and a place to put away the device for charging. There are no air vents which appear on the Renault Captur, with which the Juke shares some of its components. In the front, the Nissan designers went to town, especially in the higher trim models where you can order the dashboard finished in Alcantara or colorful leather. Now, compared to the plastic panels in the first generation, the new Juke interior really feels premium. The driving position is comfortable, all switchgear is within reach, there is small storage under the armrest and a medium-sized glove box. The door bins are big enough, there are a couple of cup holders and a place for a phone, preferably an old Nokia, as a larger device may not fit. The infotainment system is light years better than what Nissan offered in the past, but from my point of view, as long as there is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, I don't care how good or bad the infotainment is. Unfortunately, external sat-nav directions are not displayed in the instrument cluster. Speaking of which, the Juke has analog speedo and rev counter with a large display between them. It's easy to toggle between different screens using buttons on the steering wheel, and as far as the tablet-like display on top of the dash is concerned, the car looks better with it, because without it, it no longer feels quite so premium. As far as the powertrain choice was concerned, the previous Juke had normally aspirated and turbocharged petrol engines, producing up to 197 horsepower. There was a 1.5 diesel and an all-wheel drive version, and a limited Juke R with a GTR-sourced V6, making odd 600 horsepower or so. In the new Juke, the engine lineup is, well, it's hardly a lineup because there's only one engine, a 3-cylinder, 117 horsepower petrol turbo with a 6-speed manual or a 7-speed DCT. The time from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes over 11 seconds, but that's not a problem. The problem is accelerating once you get going, and it takes a while. There is even a sport mode, which makes the steering heavier and the computer holds the gears longer before shifting. But even if in this mode reaction to the gas pedal is sharper, there is not much power to go around. And that's despite the fact the new Juke is 20-something kilograms lighter than the old model. And it's not even about enthusiastic driving, which I will get to in a moment. Even in traffic, the Juke feels tired, as if the parking brake was applied all the time. And I'm talking about normal mode, not eco. I got into the Juke from the new Opel Corsa, which also had a 3-cylinder engine, 100 horsepower at that, but that was great. It was so eager. The difference is the Corsa wouldn't go below 7 liters per 100 kilometers, and the new Juke can go as low as 5.5–6 liters, which is an achievement taking into account how much bigger it is from the Corsa. I wouldn't mind having the Juke with a 1.3-liter engine like in the Qashqai. Even front-wheel drive Juke feels very planted through the corners, and in sport mode the steering is painfully heavy. With the controversial design like this, I'd love this to be more go than just show. The suspension is a good compromise between lack of performance and comfort. Soundproofing is okay, perhaps because the car is too slow for wind noise to become a problem. The seats are comfortable on longer journeys. The test car gets speakers built in the headrests. It's supposed to give you a more immersive music listening experience. I've seen, or rather heard it in the Micra before. It works in a sense I hear an additional sound behind my ears, but if I had to spend €600 for the Bose Personal Plus Premium sound system, very long name, I'd skip it. Especially that you'll be spending around $1,000 on a safety shield technology pack. Why? Because this unmistakable Juke look also means the visibility is terrible. A reversing camera is standard on Ascenta and higher trim levels, and a 360 camera is in the Tech package, which is standard on Tecna models. The Tech Pack also includes Pro Pilot for cars with automatic gearbox, blind spot monitoring and cross-traffic alert when reversing. With visibility this bad, cross-traffic alert should be standard. If not for the gutless engine, I would say the new Nissan Juke is competitively priced. It starts at €19,000 and this test car costs about 31 grand. For this you're getting a stylish looking crossover with a usable boot and a back seat that can actually accommodate 2 adults. Even teenagers shouldn't complain too much. Only they will, because they will fight over the only USB port, but then you drop them somewhere in the woods and let them find their way back home. The Dutch do it, Google it. And what do you think about the new Nissan Juke? A step in the right direction or still too much? Would you rather have this or maybe the Renault Captur or the Skoda Kamiq? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like my sarcastic, down-to-earth and possibly mildly amusing car reviews, subscribe to Marek Drives, hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post, and I post new reviews every Friday. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one, which could be next Friday or as soon as you click something here or there. I don't know what the shot is going to look like finally.